Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Excelsior Mining's channel, connecting copper to American growth. Joining us, Senior Vice President of Operations, as always, Robert Winton. Welcome back, sir.
Good to be with you.
And a pleasure to have you in these fascinating times, man. Now, we're going to be talking about primarily the balance sheet cap structure of the company because we've dove down into your properties, your projects. We've got to know a little bit about your history. But first and foremost, considering we're in this very weird geopolitical environment, hyperinflation is taking over the market and commodities are benefiting the most from this. Copper especially. I mean, copper just hit an all-time high here. What is your general thoughts on the current commodities market?
I think volatility would probably be the best word to bring to the equation. Is certainly we're seeing the prices on the back end and the commodity products through the roof, but we're also seeing a lot of headwinds. We're seeing extremely high prices with sulfur, extremely high prices sulfuric acid. So there are a lot of headwinds for us producers. I think, and the supply chain continues to be stressed with respect to just getting parts on site and keeping the operations healthy and running. So there is certainly lots of good news, but again, lots of headwinds in this market and volatility with what may come with the macro world events that are taking place around us, as well as what the interest rates are going to be doing over the next quarter, 2 quarters, say, as the world tries to fight some of these inflationary pressures that we're all feeling.
It's definitely intriguing to say the least. Now, just diving down into this to kind of get a zoomed in picture here, because your balance sheet currently has 154 million on assets based off that last interim, with 24 million of which being in cash and 20.5 million in current liabilities. Can you just briefly give us some insights on the current cash spend into your drill programs and properties and just kind of how you see that moving forward?
Absolutely. Cash spend has been very consistent. We're sort of in that 1.2, 1.3 million cash spend a month, which again, we haven't really ramped up due to our previous issues we've discussed prior with the well field experiencing its issues with CO2, etc. And again, we're coming out with a 43-101 update at the end of this month, which will really spell out what we think that capital spend will look like over the next little while, and bringing in a water treatment plant to assist that well field production profile. And as well on the spend, we're sort of doing that well on drill programs. The program is probably halfway done on the infill drilling on our legacy pits. And once we're completed that work, we plan to move up to our Strong and Harris property, which again has some exciting exploration opportunities.
That's great to hear. I look forward to some of those filings coming down the wire here. But also, do you mind touching briefly on your diluted shares outstanding here from a cap structure perspective, whether we're talking insider ownership versus retail?
Absolutely. We're sitting at about 275 million outstanding right now. We have 3 main parties that sort of make up that ownership component. Greenstone, one of our best and brightest partners, if you will. They're sitting about 42% of those outstanding shares right now. So significant ownership there. Also, we have great partners in Triple Flag. They're sitting at 5%, as well as a royalty. So they're tied in both in an equity and a production standpoint and profit standpoint. From a directors and management standpoint, we're sitting at 4%. So that's sort of the breakdown. The rest would be a mix of retail and people like ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
The average, yes.
It's great to see though that you're getting some good, basically kind of corporate and some of the big institutional guys coming in to eating up some of that ownership, maybe offering a little bit more stability to the downside. But in this current market, man, I appreciate these insights, Robert. Thanks so much for coming out today.
I appreciate the opportunity to share this with you.
Always a pleasure. On that note, folks, I pass the question off to you. Let us know what you think about the general markets, and along with Excelsior Mining in that comment section below. Consider subscribing because as more news comes down the wire, we will be updating you here. But stay cool, stay awesome, and as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.